Hello everyone and welcome to Europa Universalis 4. I'm your host Godo90 and fucking kill me. You might be asking, why? Because I just recorded 40 minutes and I was muted the entire fucking time, so I had to completely restart. God damn it. Anyways, today we're going to be playing as the Ming. You might be wondering why the Ming. And the reason behind this is China does big dick plays. Now, you don't understand the amount of dickery China can do. China starts off the world's #1 great power. They generally have the largest army to begin with. They have the largest navy, etc., etc. They have the most money, which I'll demonstrate here by going to fucking economy. What the hell? Now, China has some very interesting quirks. Empire of China. I get tributaries, I reduce the amount of non-tributary states that border me, I get mandates. Once I hit 100 mandate, I'm going to click this. It'll give me a yearly +5 meritocracy. That's fucking useless, other than making sure my meritocracy stays high. Because, oh, that actually reduces advisor cost by a lot and increases foreign spy detection by a lot. I didn't realize. Oh, I'm going to be having level 3 advisors anyway, so it kind of is pointless. But reforming the C-band, trade efficiency, diplomat, that's actually fucking amazing. Delegate Zongdu, monthly autonomy change, that's really good. Lithuanian core creation cost, really good, especially once I start expanding. This. Every monarch will automatically have a +1 to their monarch administrative skill. This is phenomenal. Because it doesn't matter, you won't get any of them shitty 0 admin skills. You will be guaranteed at least 1 admin skill for every leader. And that is amazing. Because admin allows you to do things called get admin techs, which then allow you to get ideas, etc., etc. I lost my train of thought for a second. Now, Ming ideas, they're good. They're not the best for war or economy or just expansion in general, but they're good. They're interesting. Forts are cheaper, ideas are cheaper. Their forts have more defensiveness, larger garrisons. They get discipline really early. That's their first idea group that they get discipline. They get cheaper stability, which is really useful for getting mandate. Production efficiencies, they have a lot of stuff, so that's actually a lot of money. They have trade efficiency, they already control 6, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6. I can't count that on one hand, people. 6 trade nodes. Keeping a monopoly on these trade nodes, which, funny enough, is going to be your best bet. And then you get national tax modifier. You have 1,113 development spread across 113 provinces. Kind of fucking retarded. And then this is amazing late game because everything will rely on the fire phase. Once guns start coming to popularity and cannons, you're guaranteed at least 1 land leader fire every time you roll a general, and then 30% improved relations. That borders how good Austria is at diplomacy, except for they get it late, not early. I'm going to choose my naval doctrine now. I'm going to be doing the merchant navy because I want more trade power. I am going to be going to my autonomy thing and just raising the autonomy in every province that has a problem because I don't feel like dealing with rebels. I really don't. That and I make enough money as it is. And most of these places aren't really giving me that much money anyway, so I really don't see the problem. So our early goals are, once the Renaissance spawns, force it to spawn in the Ming. Murder these fuckers right here, because they're going to be our biggest threat in the late game. attempt to get onto Japan and start colonizing. Once we start colonizing and being able to spread our influence on who we can force to be tributary states and not and whatnot, eventually we'll just be keeping enough tributary states to make sure that we don't lose mandate. Because if you have negative mandate, shit hits the fan. You get +5 national unrest. You get minus. You don't get any mercenaries. You receive a lot more fire and shock damage, and you produce less money. But it's easier to gain than it is to lose, luckily, because devastation's the only devastation, and neighboring countries that are not tributaries are the only thing that force you to lose it. By eating these 4 nations right here in Buryatia, I'm going to reduce the amount of nations that are non-tributaries, as well as I'm going to be focused on keeping high stability. I use meritocracy instead of legitimacy, which allows me to pass these decrees. These decrees last for 10 years. I can make it to where development costs and core creation costs is really low. I can increase my ship's durability, they can take more hits. I can increase my force defensiveness, which goes in line with 2 or 3 of my ideas. I can just get more money. I can get more money. I can hit things harder. Only slightly, though. This one's actually not as good as... Actually, this was pretty good. This one's the one I'm going to be going for once Renaissance spawns, because I need to make it as cheap as possible, because I'm going to be forcing this shit to spawn in Beijing. So, I'm going to be doing some army stuff real quick, just filling out everything to the point that I like it, which for my smaller stacks is 12 and 4, because that gives enough infantry to generally cover the front and enough cavalry to be able to flank effectively. And I only have one possible rival, Ashikaga, and let's get to the wonderful, wonderful game of clicking the tributize button. Most of these people, I don't know where they are, so... Establish tributary, don't know where you are, don't care. Establish tributary, I know where you are, don't care. And this is where I need to start unpausing. This takes a while for my diplomats to get back. And as I get more and more tributaries, I will be able to... Which, by the way, I should probably... He's the only level 2, so we're gonna go with him. Diplomatic reputation's pretty good, and... Fuck yes. And I'm gonna level all of them up by 1. Whenever I get the cash for that. Because the Ming thrive off of being able to just force this stuff to happen, because through meritocracy I'm gonna have cheap advisors. I'm gonna have cheap advisors. I'm gonna do admin next. Probably should have gone one of the others, like the yearly procedures, the production efficiency, probably the prestige guy, and just leveled him up to level 3, but can't be bothered now. So if we, for some reason, take any money during a war, it'll make it easier for me to just get rid of what little inflation I'd be getting. And I don't actually have the money to increase the number of ships you get, so... Let's start off with a war. I get a Unified China CB on Korchin. Korchin's only allied with Jiangsu. And I don't actually know what this does. Okay, it just wants me to take Chengde. Okay, so show superiority. I'm gonna get more tributaries first, because that is what's going to make or break this. Kachar, yes. Tengu, yes. Arakan, yes. Also, once I get all my tributary tributizing done, I'm going to be forcing them to give me monarch points instead of the usual money, because I really don't need it. I make a little too much money for it to be worthwhile. Ava, yes. Jarkin, yes. Tributary, Pegu. Yeah, this is the funniest fucking name ever. Coach. What the fuck you are. Yes. And the last person I'm going to be doing is the song. And I will be going over into subjects and click on the strategic decision of the Zheng He's journey. Okay, so this didn't actually pop up last time. I'm actually kind of happy that it did. I don't think this has any. I don't think this does anything along the lines of whatchamacallit, changing how like certain events will play out in the future. As far as I'm concerned, it just gives you a lot of points. Now I can try to get a really early Admin Tech 4. I mean, not Admin Tech 4, Military Tech 4, or I can focus on doing this and upping my stability. I love this Admin Tech reduction cost. I also like the fact that I pay 17% less points for ideas. It's really strong. I'm not gonna harmonize or anything. I'm not gonna convert or anything, because the first thing I'm gonna harmonize is the pagan religion, because that'll cover Tengri, that'll cover Animist, Totemist, all of that. It'll just make it easy for me to not have to deal with that bullshit. I'm also gonna go to my estates real quick, call it diet, grant generalship. Give me your military power, and I need you money. I'm gonna take a... Okay. Good enough. Fortune, declare a war. Oh, he's shit. Last one was like a 1-3-2 or something like that. He's shitter than the last one. Actually, I kind of want my leader to... If only this was late game. If only this was late game. I just want my leader to die, to be honest, so... That and my heir. Kill me now. And just end my suffering. Ah! Profiteering lands you. We must protect our trade. Competition good for everyone. Treason against Ming. This is unfortunate. Local unrest, more trade power, local less goods produced. What do you actually make? Land you. Land. Fucking Chinese names being weird. What do you make? Okay. I'm just gonna do that. Alright, let's see if we can kill a king. Air pulse. Okay, so whenever it comes to Arumba, if he chooses to send for trained medicus, he dies. But I don't have the money for this. Yes! Oh. It's still better. It's still better. That's all that matters. It's still better. Anything is better than that piece of shit we had. I'd rather lose mercantilism. Wait, why did I choose to lose mercantilism? I'm fucking retarded. Okay, so my heir's dead. Thank God. I need to stop rolling for shit. How old is my heir? My heir is 8. You are no longer, leading an army. I don't need you dying yet, because I don't think I have a consort. No, I don't have a consort. concert's kind of important if you want to continue doing the stabby to the enemy. Tolerance with true faith. You know, that's useful, but I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck about tolerance with the true faith. Just make it where everyone's my friend. Harmonizing takes 50 fucking years. I wish it didn't. I wish there was a way of, like, making it shorter. To be shared. Oh, something you will very quickly learn from me is I will do everything in my power to increase the amount of mandate I get. Like, if it's an event that's like, oh, you can get these really good buffs, but this one gives you mandate. I'm taking the mandate. I'm actually gonna take the expand Palace of Bureaucracy once I'm done with this war. Because I'm half tempted to vassalize Jiangsu, but I think they're too big for that. No, actually, they're not too big for that. It would just cause a fairly large coalition that I'd rather not deal with right now. Because I found a plan on trying to annex the vast majority of Korchin. I'm gonna split my fleet. I'm gonna take my right there. Shouldn't need to bring another army up. I want to do it anyways, just because I can. I'm gonna flex some. Oh yeah, I forgot I make shit tons of money. I make a lot of money. Alright, let's go this way. Let's find Buryatia at least. Where actually haven't gotten their asses kicked yet. Last time I played, Chagatai got like 2 or 3 allies and they just raffle stomped Oirat. I found it funny. I found it hilarious. It's probably the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. But right now we're just playing the waiting game, murdering Korchin and Yeren, Haixi, Jiangsu. Eventually I'm going to integrate Korea. Because in here I have a conquer Korea. All provinces and or it's non-tributary thing. And I also have the thing to go annex Diviet. Boduna. Anyways. Once I get to probably 100 harmony, I'm gonna do animus stuff. Yeah, that's right. Come at me, bruh. I love how Korchin's just hiding in Jiangsu. Bring this one down here as reinforcements. Korea, you son of a bitch. Wait, that's mountains. They're gonna get an attack penalty in the mountains. I like attack penalties. Attack penalties are hurt a lot for the enemy. We're 3 years away from whatchamahuzum. Also, I've got my phone in front of me, so I'm not gonna waste 20 hours. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Ugh, I suck. Alright, I'm gonna catch them. I have full confidence that this army will be able to take on this. Even though I'm attacking it, they're doing 25% more shock damage, and the shock base is what matters. Oh, they got reinforced. Oh shit. I regret everything. I was not expecting Korchin to be that close. that you're just gonna let me attack you in the mountains again? This is my army with an actual... I think I could call it a joke. This is going horrible now. What happened? Oh no. You know, I should probably start grouping my armies up together. This is going horrible. I'm out of manpower. Okay, you can stop buzzing at me. Wait, hang on. Let's increase our pursuit and their on their expense goals. Ooh. This is my additional tree. Additional tribute. Okay, so demanding additional tribute just forces me to... Oh, it just forces them to give me extra money. Oh! Camera will give me 3. The amount that they give me is based off of how much they actually make, and how big their nation is. Primarily how big their nation is. So, as some of these nations get smaller and disappear, I won't be getting anywhere near as much admin power as I used to. Well, I should be getting around 13-ish. Alright, anyways, my timer went off, so I'm going to end this here. I have been Godo90, you have been whatever the fuck you call yourself. Without further ado, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you in the next episode.